Hey, hello, hi, how are ya?
Do we put these on?
If you want to. I'm just going to leave it off.
Can you leave it
I'm
off?
just going to go wild. Just going to go crazy, you know?
Are you going to go buck wild?
I'm going to go buck wild.
I like it.
Buck
I like
cherry and buck
what I like.
naked.
All right, so are we going to start this?
We're started.
All right. Well, we are started.
We're recording.
Oh, that's interesting. The best things in wrestling. Fasting. Attention, please. Yeah, welcome to the 2A Procast, the
Hi,
cast
everybody.
of the 2A Pro varietal, my friends. Where shenanigans and the Second Amendment unite. It's where we talk about the most important amendment of our Constitution because it is the fabric from which every other amendment in our Constitution is sewn. I don't know. It sounded.
I like where you were going with
Sounded
it.
a lot better in my. It sounded a lot better in my head, but
It is the bedrock of which our country
is the
founded.
foundation of the.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know, man.
I like it. It was a good start.
How art thou? A lot of changes this last week. How have you been? Who have you been with?
I've been great.
Okay.
That's that.
I like it. All right.
Yeah, no.
Want to
just,
let everybody know where you were last night?
Yeah, so we took one of the employees who is leaving, who has never seen a female before in his entire life. We took him to Showgirls, which was a little strip club last night.
Yeah.
Thursday night specials.
Man.
It was
They went to a weeknight
a 5 o'clock
weeknight
weeknight.
a weeknight strip club for this gentleman. It was his going away party. So
Yeah.
they took him to a club called Beef on Thursday night. Fucking had a hell of a time.
That $10 cover charge was well worth it. I haven't laughed that hard in quite some time.
And do you have any herpes flare-ups today?
Oh no, I stayed by myself.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good to know.
I put the women of the company in front of me and stayed behind them.
You got charged a cover?
Yeah, there was a cover charge.
That's interesting because our mailman dropped off a bunch of
Well, it got it
Free-
50% off.
Oh, it was 50%.
50% off.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
a 50% off cover. It would have
Yeah.
been $20.
Yeah, it was normally 20. I only paid 10.
Funny
and,
story.
And a $7 water.
Apparently, our mailman frequents this establishment on a regular basis, enough to where he's got a full stack of discount coupons for this.
He drops packages off.
Oh, is that what he calls it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I just do the mail here.
I just drop packages off at the strip club around the corner.
Yeah, it just takes me 3 hours to do it.
Yeah. It was a time. It was a time, I'll tell you that much. I laughed my ass off. He was hilarious because I'm not sure that he's ever, let alone, felt another human woman other than, his mother. And not to say, in, a...
I think that's, you know what? Good for him.
I do, too. That's no shame.
In a nation of fucking sluts out here, and I'm not talking about women, I'm talking about
Everyone.
women and dudes, just everybody being sluts, which is fine, dude. You
Everyone's
know,
a
you want
whore
to
nowadays.
everybody's
It's
a
not
whore.
cool.
Everybody's a fucking whore.
Yeah,
So
celibacy is cool, friends.
it's rare, dude.
It is.
You know what I mean? So the kid's a virgin, and fucking props to him.
Yeah, there is
You know what
no
I mean?
shade there
Jesus
whatsoever.
Christ. And the thing is he's a cool dude, and he's smart,
Super cool.
and he's a good looking kid. So he's not.
He's
it's not
winning.
It's not that he's witty. It's not that he
Yeah.
can't get laid. He's like, hey, dude, I just choose not to put my dick in random shit until I get married. So
Wow, it's
I don't
almost like he's smart.
yeah.
Wow.
How about that?
How about that?
Fucking crazy.
Yeah,
That's
that
crazy. Yeah. Did I ever tell you? I told you. I'll tell the world though about my adventure to my buddy was having a bachelor party and went to a strip club.
No, tell me. You probably have, but
I probably have. So we were, cozied up to the bar or the what do they call that? The meat counter, whatever you
to the deli.
to the deli, cozied up to the deli,
Yeah.
and this chick comes out, and we're laughing. My buddy and I are having a good time. We're cracking up.
Yeah.
And she comes crawling over to
God.
us, crawling over. And she's
It's
like,
so degrading.
she said, "What's so fucking funny?" And we were like, "Well, you have toilet paper on your heel." And then she said, she's like, "Oh my fucking God. This is so fucking embarrassing. Why wouldn't you just tell me? That's fucking ridiculous. It's embarrassing."
Because it's hilarious.
Well, first of all, it's hilarious, but I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was humiliating. I just saw your butthole.
I saw your butthole.
Just like,
And then 30 seconds after that, you were crawling around on your hands and knees, scraping together the dollar bills.
Yeah, you're just like,
Just let me collect that.
Yeah. Oh man, it's I don't know. Yeah, she was, but apparently that was her benchmark for humiliation.
Ladies, even
Toilet paper on your shoe.
Yeah,
not starfish in the air.
ladies, even if your father doesn't respect you, respect yourselves, please.
Yeah, and do full nude. Don't do those topless parts. Oh, is that not the direction you were going? That you were. Oh,
No.
don't do it at all. Never mind. Never mind.
There you go. That one.
Yeah, don't tease me. Here's the thing about strip clubs, dude. Right? This is the way I look at it. Here's what a strip club is. I can define it for you with a really cool example or analogy, if you will.
A strip club is a club where people go to strip.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Fucking Obvious. Let's check this out though. I'm gonna tantalize you, titillate you, if you will, with an example. Nolan.
That is me.
I'm gonna invite you over to my house, okay? Here's the thing though. You're starving. Okay?
Very hungry.
Let me revamp this actually. Going to a strip club is like this. It's like me taking a giant buffet. I'll word it like this. It's like me taking a giant buffet over to some destitute nation, third world country where they haven't eaten for fucking weeks, right? Mm-hmm. Haven't eaten for weeks. They're starving. They're emaciated. They're malnourished. And I put this massive buffet of food that I'm cooking and eating, right? Mm-hmm. In front of these people. And I charge a cover charge just to come in and see the food, okay? But when you get into my restaurant in this third world malnourished country, you can't eat the food. You can't even touch the food. You can just look at the food and smell the food. Occasionally touch the food when I give you permission.
Sometimes the cook rubs the food in your face.
Yeah. And occasionally I'll take the food and I'm going to rub this fucking food right under your nose. I might even get it on your lips.
Ooh.
Just so you're really fucking hungry. I mean, you're ready to kill me for the food.
That would fucking bother me.
Yeah. But I'm not going to stop there. If you want more of me making you smell the food but not letting you eat it, I'm going to make you keep paying for it. And so you're just going to be dishing fucking money out of your wallet, and I am going to continue to tease you with food. That is a strip club. For men who haven't been laid in multiple days, months, maybe even years, are paying large sums of money. And I'm not saying everybody. I get it, dude. Like, guys go out just to enjoy some fucking vagina and, like, look at it, and yay, it's all fun and games, then go beat off in your car, I guess. That's apparently the thing to do.
That's also degrading.
Yeah,
don't do that. Grow up.
Whatever it is, it's your thing. I'm not saying everybody going in there isn't getting laid on a regular basis, isn't doing the damn thing. But I will say this, but it's the equivalent to putting a buffet in a third world country and then saying, hey, charge your cover charge. You can't have none.
Yeah, you don't get to eat this.
Yeah, dude.
It's pretty vicious.
Yeah, it is. A little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Get away from sin, brothers.
Get away from sin, brothers. I just don't know why that's so appealing. And I get it every once in a while. Like, ooh, it's kind of like a novelty. Like, let's go to the strip club. It's a novelty, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. That's the way, like, my boys and I went when I was in the military. We'd go out to we're out in Europe and you go find a little place. And we weren't there every fucking night. Right. I wasn't there every fucking weekend. I just don't understand the allure to exactly what you just said. I'm going to go pay a bunch of money to let some chick wave some shit in my face that I'm not allowed to have. That's enough about
strip clubs.
Strip clubs, I suppose. I supplementally suppose. Yeah. What are we into now?
We're into quite a few things. First off, in case those of you haven't heard, FPC making tidal waves. Fifth Circuit District. Shut up. Fifth Circuit Court. Yes, I'm pretty sure I'm having a stroke.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you are.
They struck down the ATF's frame and receiver ruling. So now it's going up to SCOTUS.
I heard that.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful situation that they got us facing.
Muy delicioso. Here's some of the things that were said with it. And I quote,
quotation,
"The agency rule at issue here flouts clear statutory texts and exceeds legislative imposed limits on agency authority in the name of public policy. Because Congress has neither authorized the expansion of firearm regulation nor permitted the criminalization of previously lawful conduct, the proposed rule constitutes unlawful agency action in direct contravention of legislature's will. According to the reasons set forth below, we affirm in part and vacate and remand in part the judgment of the district court."
Vacated the
Get
judgment.
fucked.
ATF. Yeah.
Fuck you.
Damn, they straight
Dude, that was El Garrote de Pepe.
vacated the judgment of the ATF.
Dude, yeah.
That is incredible.
Here's another one that's pretty
That is
good.
incredible.
The district court correctly held that ATF has no authority whatsoever to regulate parts that might be incorporated into a firearm.
What?
Yep. Simply because Congress explicitly removed such authority when it enacted the GCA. The GCA's predecessor statute, the Federal Firearms Act, had specific language that authorized regulation of any part or parts of a firearm.
Damn, homie.
So, essentially, the Fifth Circuit said, hey, ATF, suck these nuts.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's gorgeous.
I wonder what that's going to do for all other items under the NFA.
Hopefully good things.
Yeah, I wonder if it's
Hopefully
going to set a
good
precedent. I know that that's not specifically what we're talking about here, but I wonder if it's going to bleed into that a little bit because the ATF has strong enforcement privileges for NFA items. Right?
Yeah,
and
they
I wonder
kill
if
you.
that's going to,
Yeah, and your dog.
yeah, they'll kill you and your dog.
Yeah.
For it.
Specifically. Yeah.
I love the, we'll talk about it real quick, is all their dangerous weapons, the things that they think make a weapon more dangerous, actually make it less dangerous, right? We've talked about it, but I'll say it again. I think it's worth reiterating for those that haven't heard it. It's like example number 1, barrel length. The shorter the barrel length, the more dangerous it is. False.
Yeah, the
Because
velocity drops off dramatically.
The velocity out of a longer barrel does more damage. Why? Because energy is equivalent to mass times velocity, and the higher the velocity, the more damage the round does. So technically, a longer barrel, the more dangerous it is.
Correct.
So if you have a fucking 11.5-inch barrel, it's less dangerous than a 16-inch barrel. So I don't know where the fuck they're getting this, like, oh, this is going to be, I mean, I know where it originated from, the whole fucking,
Concealment.
Well, no, it originated from the sawed-off shotgun thing for, back in like the fucking 30s when dudes were like, man, copper, and like robbing banks and shit.
You know what's super crazy about the short barrel rifle thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm constantly seeing videos of criminals with short barrel rifles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So like it's super fascinating.
Yeah, most of the criminales out there are running around with SBRs, and what's interesting is they're all illegal. So you're not doing a real good job at keeping
Fun fact.
Keeping them more dangerous, and I say that with big quotes, the more dangerous firearms out of the hands of people. They're actually just getting into the hands of the people that shouldn't have them. So it's kind of backwards how that works. Yeah.
It's never actually stopped a criminal before.
No.
Which is interesting.
That's right.
Yeah. Fascinating how that works.
Yeah.
So
what's you got for us today?
As we're climbing down the ranks here, I wanted to share this with you because I feel like this will spur on a very large majority of this podcast because, as I told you earlier, this will ignite the fire within your soul and make you very angry.
It will. Before I get angry,
I want to thank today's sponsors.
There is no sponsor. But what I would ask for you, ladies and genitalias, to do is to pop over to the Discord where it's pop locking and dropping. You will find a link in the description of this video for the Discord channel, and our Facebook has been revived and alive. We now have the Facebook again after it was nuked with a whopping like 200 followers. So if you want to get in there and be the first of many,
that's like our
get in there on
that's like our Twitter account.
Facebook,
Dude. It's got like 1,000 followers.
I know nobody cares about us on Twitter or Facebook.
We're getting there,
but we still post and often engage more with our customers on Twitter and Facebook.
That's true,
because there's fewer things to comment to.
Fewer and far between.
So if you want some,
Brownells retweeted one of our videos, which was cool.
Nice. Is that your spinny?
That was my spinny.
Yeah.
So many people.
It's your new technique.
So many people are mad about that.
I don't think they're mad about it. I think you've created like this new move in the firearm industry. I mean, it's completely worthless.
Right.
Where were we before we were so rudely interrupted?
I like
by
how
your lack
already in this podcast there's been like 5 interruptions.
I know. We were talking about what?
Well, I was about to get you angry.
Oh, but then we were talking about we were talking about your spinny maneuver.
Oh yes, Brownells. So they
Brownells, yes.
So yes, a lot of people like it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's a cool thing.
So many people. It's hilarious how so many people are like, I can't take a guy seriously who spins a loaded gun. That's a great way to shoot yourself in the head.
Yeah, your gun wasn't loaded when you spun.
Oh my God. I just love how many people are there when I'm filming.
I know.
You know?
Yeah. You know
The crowds
everything.
of people.
I can see your gun, albeit you're spinning it incredibly fast, so it is hard to see. But you can
It
see
goes
that
to slide lock.
It goes to slide lock. You can see that it's a slide lock.
Yeah.
It's very clear that you don't have a fucking round in your mouth.
Yeah.
That you don't have a round in your
Yeah.
firearm. So
I would just like to state for all of those people, first, go fuck yourself. But second,
go fuck yourself.
Second,
But third,
but third,
Yeah.
go fuck yourself. And I take this with a lot of things in my life, right? Disclaimers. I shouldn't have to make a disclaimer because I don't pander to the lowest common denominator.
That's right.
If you're dumb enough to go do this and hurt yourself, that's on you. That's not on me, kid.
Yeah. Because someone's going to try it and they're going to do it with a loaded gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
People
the
try a
mindset.
lot of dumb shit with loaded guns.
Yeah. People kill themselves all the time doing stupid shit.
Yeah. You see it on, I mean, you always see it. Like it'll be what's that? Handle It Grips. Posted a lot. Like every time I see like some dude from the hood fucking around with a gun, I'm like, oh shit, this fool's
Someone's about to get shot.
He's gonna shoot himself. I know it. And
or he's gonna
like,
shoot
at
the
end of
camera. While,
every video, because he's like, he's got a mask on and he's fucking, you could just tell by the way he's like handling the firearm. Like this isn't good. His fingers on the trigger.
Yeah.
There's
and all of a sudden,
there's clearly a round in his clip.
Yeah.
There's a round in his clip and a round in the chamber, and he's just
the Glicky's hot.
Yeah. The gat is hot.
Yeah. But no, it's hilarious.
Well, one thing that really grates my cheese and grinds my gears, if you will, is
shreds your Parmesan.
People shreds my Parmesan is when people get down on us or on me in particular, like for not clearing my firearm on camera. Just the whole thing of there's not a mag in it. I've clearly probably done 15 takes on this. You've already actually seen it in a previous scene where I've cleared the whatever it is. But it's like, oh, you didn't clear it. You didn't make safe.
Safe.
Dude, I get it. Like if you're on a range and you just got done with the scene and there was no cut, there was no edit, and you just got done putting rounds down range, then go ahead and make safe. Clear your firearm. Do it on camera. That is incredibly smart thing to do. But if I'm standing in here and I just pulled my weapon out of the safe, which was already clear when it went in the safe, and then I cleared it when it got out of the safe, and then I cleared it right before I started filming.
Yeah.
You want me to clear it for you on camera?
No.
And I get the mentality. It's like, just show people that that's the right way to do it. I don't give a fuck.
Well, here's my mentality on this.
I don't care.
We're dealing with guns.
Yeah.
You should be a goddamn adult.
Yeah.
Or you should be smart enough to handle it.
That's right.
If you can't, don't mess around with guns.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
There was on the armor obliquity shot, armor at angles, will it frag video that I just recently made, which if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Shameless
Steel
plug.
haters have been awfully quiet on that video. Actually.
Oh, yeah.
They have been awfully quiet.
Yeah, because they ran out of shit to bitch about.
They did.
They were like, well, what about obliquity shots?
Yeah, so the original one where we just shoot the coating, showing how strong the coating is, that takes stupid amounts of rounds.
Yep.
They go, well, what if you shoot it at an angle? Steel's gonna frag, which they obviously didn't watch the video because, anyways, but I don't think a single comment on that video about steel fragging. It feels good.
Oh, yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah, because that's the whole point of us making the videos is to just either confirm the biases or disprove the biases. Yeah, that's all. I mean, just giving facts here, right? Yeah. I'm telling you right now, dude, like half the reason why we started making composite armor is because now I have a leg to stand on when I try to defend steel.
Now you can say.
Because before, people were like, well, you just like fucking steel because that's all you make is steel. I'm like, okay, cool, hold my beer. Let me go out and make some composite armor. And so we built this fucking multi-million-dollar fucking facility to make composite armor. And now I make composite armor, and guess what? Yeah, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, I'm looking at you, steel haters.
I still like fucking steel, so get fucked right in your mouth.
The internet is such a wild place, dude. It's a place where you can say anything and can't get punched in your mouth.
Dude, I know. It's crazy. Yeah. It's like everybody's a scientist.
Everyone's a scientist.
Everybody's a therapist.
Everyone knows everything and you're wrong.
Yeah.
One of the greatest memes that I've seen about the internet is you can post a picture of an orange and say, I like oranges. And someone will comment and say, pineapples are the best. End of story, period.
Yeah.
That's the internet.
That's the internet.
Yeah, you can say,
in a nutshell, yeah.
I like oranges, and they say pineapples are better.
Yeah.
And it's you just stating an opinion.
Yeah.
And them saying wrong.
It's the internet in a nutshell.
It's a fucking
Now
psychopaths. Machiavellian psychopaths.
I will tell you this though.
Yes.
I don't mind not to go against your example there. I don't mind people posting shit that say, I like oranges. I don't even mind people saying, yeah, I like pineapples better. Cool.
No, yeah,
We've
that's
got every
fine.
right to do that. Look, if you're going to say you like oranges on social media, then be ready for people to tell you that they like pineapples.
Oh,
However,
absolutely.
what I don't like is when people are automatically fruit scientists about the benefits of an orange and they've never, like, there's no credentials. Like, you're not a fucking doctor. You're not a physical therapist. You are not anybody. You're not a dietitian. You've never went to school for it. What you know, you've heard regurgitated fucking gurus say on social media, and you're just spitting it back out there. You're not giving your experience. You're not giving anything else. Anybody is, and you find this a lot with fucking, with these like start your own business gurus.
Oh,
these assholes.
I hate them so much.
I hate them. I hate them, dude. There's
Take a look at my Ferrari.
I don't
Here's
mind-
my Lamborghini.
Bro, I
and
swear
I
to
learned
God.
it all from these books.
I hate motherfuckers like that. I really do. Like, I don't mind because all they're doing is they're fucking taking people's money, telling them, look what I did, look what I've got, by making the course for showing you how to run a business when I've never actually ran a fucking business.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit drives me
Well,
fucking
it's
crazy.
because they got it off a Chat GPT prompt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's just fucking AI. Yeah. You could start a course about building a business by using artificial intelligence. Fuck you. Fuck your course. Fuck your artificial intelligence, because none of that gives you the experience of just getting in the fucking dirt and starting a fucking business and learning. Right. It's okay to get mentors that have done it before, like mentors that have actually walked the path, guys that have like successfully built businesses and are teaching you how to run businesses. Right.
Yeah.
There's plenty of dudes out there that do it, but then there's most of them have not. Most of them, and I catch them up all the time. I see them saying stupid shit. Like, they'll say, I watched this one kid that started a course, right? And he said, I built, and asked me how I know, because I bought a course from this motherfucker, because I was like, I'm going to learn how to do X, Y, or Z, right? Because I didn't know how to do that for my business very much. And I started listening to it, and I was like, this guy doesn't seem like he knows what he's fucking talking about inside the course.
Like he's just regurgitating a script.
Right. But once I got locked into his little like advertising algorithm, the next thing that happened was like, I saw his next video, which was advertising some different course and telling me how he made the same amount of millions that he did on the thing he was teaching me how to do about something totally different, which was crypto. He was like, by the time I was 24, I was making $1 million a year doing crypto. I was like, wait. You told me that by the time you were 24, you were making $1 million a year.
His hands in every pot, dude.
Doing
place.
YouTube ads. Like, wait a second. And so I realized, and that's bad on me, right? It's bad on me because I didn't do my fucking diligence. I was like, okay, seems like he knows what he's fucking talking about, but I've even fallen victim to that dumb shit. And the reason why I don't like it isn't because I'm formulating an opinion about it. It's because A, I'm a business owner and I know what the good advice and bad advice is. B, and more importantly, like, I didn't do my fucking homework. I got.
You got
by that little motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm not talking out of my ass. Like, they do it so good that even somebody like me who's actually kind of looking for that, like, is this guy bullshit or not, was able to bullshit his way around my fucking credit card payment. And I gave him money to learn some shit. And I was like, I'm not learning anything. Why am I not learning anything? That's weird. All this shit I already know. And then I see this other advertisement pop up. This is how I made millions on crypto. And then another advertisement pop up. This is how I made millions on Facebook. I'm like, this little piece of shit is just out there.
He's scamming, dude.
You're just scamming people, dude. You didn't do that. And it's very frustrating.
Super frustrating.
Yeah, people like that need to be put down, you know?
I agree. Just put them in a little hole.
Just put them in a fucking wood chipper with the politicians.
I fully agree with that. Internet marketers and politicians.
Seriously.
Same. But yeah, the internet, wild place.
Yep. Wow. Oh, it is a wild place.
Oh,
yeah.
The armor angle.
Armor, yeah.
Somebody commented, going off on clearing firearms. Somebody went off saying that, well, I hope you cleared that gun before walking down to check the armor. Doesn't look like you did. Same thing, right?
Oh, yeah, because the guns go off by themselves. Dude.
Well, yeah, guns go off by themselves, and that's not why I bought a good safety and a good trigger.
No, they're known to.
Yeah, in fact, I've known.
Ask Alec Baldwin. Yeah, they just discharged them.
Alec Baldwin. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure the guns convinced every mass murderer there's ever been.
Yeah, they operate themselves.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the root cause of inner city violence. They pick up a Glock and they're like, I can't not
kill somebody.
I can't not do this.
Yeah. No, yeah, it has nothing to do with disenfranchised youth and lack of education and fathers leaving at a very young age, leaving the mother to fucking fend for herself. And then the kid gets into fucking multiple nefarious fucking gangs and drugs. Yeah, nah, that's got nothing to do with it. It's guns. It's guns. It's guns. It's got to be the guns.
Yeah, it's like that guy. Who was the guy that his Labrador convinced him to murder people?
Oh, Jesus.
Who said his dog was Satan, telling him to kill people? Who was that?
I don't know. Somebody on drugs.
He was nuts.
Yeah.
But same thing. That's what guns do, guys.
Yeah.
Guns are the devil. You touch them, it's over.
You automatically die.
You automatically die.
Yeah.
And you're replaced by a demon.
Yeah. Did you see Donut Operator's last fucking video?
Which one?
The cop that shot the dude in the driver's seat in the head.
No.
Oh, dude, it's fucking brutal. Like, and if you go, Donut's got a separate channel for like the graphic part of it, right? But he does all like the quacking on the main YouTube channel. That's not all.
He makes his money here, and then
directs you to the bad shit
where he makes no money.
So I went over to the bad shit one, and dude, the scene plays out. If you guys haven't seen it, you just gotta fucking look it up. Cop shoot. It's Donut Operator. It's one of his most recent videos.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, I don't feel bad for the guy, but like I kind of feel bad for the guy because it's like the dude in the driver's seat. They're high as fuck. He has no idea what he's doing.
Ooh.
He left a gun on his waistband. So somebody called. Hey, two super high dudes in a truck in a parking lot. Cops show up, boom, pull the passenger out. Cop's like, driver's got a gun, driver's got a gun. Now this guy is on drugs. He's on one. He's just sitting there. He's sitting there. His hands are kind of in the air. He's like, ugh.
Oh, he's fucked.
He's lit. He's out of it. He has no idea what's going on. He has no idea that there's even a cop standing next to him with a shotgun, right? And this isn't the cop's fault.
Yeah.
This is this guy's fault for putting a gun in his waistband and doing drugs.
Yeah.
But
and they use the trigger word gun.
Yeah, right. And he said, do not, and the thing is like, this guy wasn't reaching for his gun until the cop started saying gun. Donut didn't point that out, but I kind of noticed it because I watched it a few times. I was like, this guy didn't really start. The cop said like, he's got a gun, he's got a gun. And then he didn't say much after that. They pulled the other guy out of the car and then he's like, don't grab your gun. Don't grab your gun.
This guy
just slowly
he's all grab
my gun. And he slowly like went down to like grab it because you could tell he was just out of it. He had no comprehension. And they were Mexican dudes, so they didn't speak English. And so not only is he on drugs, but he also didn't speak English. And all you hear the cops say is like, get me someone who speaks Spanish. And then the dude grabs the gun.
Oh no. And then elitist.
Bro, he was like,
straight out of the
he's
fetus.
2 feet away from this guy's fucking head.
With a shotty.
Blew his fucking head off. Just gonzo. And pulls him out of the truck they pulled him out of the truck on the other side.
Kurt Cobain special.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, he still has like half a head left, but
yeah,
it's pretty gnarly.
But around a buckshot that close.
Got him real nice.
What?
And you hear like the cop didn't enjoy it. You could tell he pulled the trigger and he was like, God damn it. Right? Like he was like
just instant regret.
He's like, fuck. Like, why did you have to grab the gun?
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I get it. You know, I would have done the same shit, but
yeah. I mean, when you're put in a position like that.
Yeah, the dude was so fucking high. Like, when you're put in a
But
position,
he's also on drugs. You don't know what's going to happen.
You don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. I don't know.
Freaky shit happens with people on drugs.
When you sit as a third party, it's real easy to think like, because the first thing I started thinking, I'll just let you know like what I was thinking. Yeah. Obviously, this isn't reality. But first thing I was thinking, I was like, that dude's so fucked up. Just reach over and grab his gun.
Yeah.
Just lean over and pull it out of his waist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's not anywhere near. His hands at that point were just like down by his sides. He's so fucked up, he can't move, he can't talk, right? Just lean over.
Grab it.
And fucking grab it.
Yeah.
And then the dude fucking doesn't die and, and everybody's fucking cool. But I get it. Cops want to go home at night. He might lean over and get his weapon out of the fight.
Yeah, you might be like, don't fucking move as you're reaching in and
then
he
goes, grabs it. Exactly. So you can't, it's a lot easier said than done, but I'm 99.9% sure. He could have just taken the fucking gun out of the guy's band. Don't do drugs and leave a gun in your waistband.
Yeah, and get pulled over by the cops. If you're going to do drugs.
Oh no, yeah, he was pulled over. They were like in a parking lot.
If you're going to do drugs with guns, do it on your own property.
Yep.
Away from the cops.
Yeah, away from everybody. Yeah, just don't do it with guns.
Yeah, just don't do it with guns.
Yeah.
Don't get so fucked up with guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't.
If you're going to do drugs, put your guns away.
Yeah.
Put
them away.
Yeah. Dumb shit happens.
Or don't
drugs,
play with
guns.
them.
Drugs, guns. Yeah. Bad.
Yeah. Inebriation, gun.
Yeah. 2 separate things.
They don't normally work well together.
So what's going to piss me off?
Okay, are you sure you're ready to dive into this? Do you want anything happy before this? Do you want to try and find something happy before this? Okay.
No, I just want to be mad.
All right. So I've got a...
Is it a comment or is this a news story?
This is a news story.
Okay.
Let's set the scene.
Okay.
Imagine discovering your preteen daughter has been groomed by an online predator and has sent pictures of herself to him. One of the first things you might do is call the police. You probably want to do other things. Maybe you glance at your gun safe. But you call the police instead, because that's the civilized thing to do. When they arrive at your doorstep, they tell you that your daughter, the victim, could be charged with producing child pornography. Why track down the predator when they could easily grab the criminal accomplice of an 11-year-old girl? This just happened, I'm pretty
11?
sure. 11.
My daughter is 10. I am fucking furious.
This is a reality for a man in Ohio when 2 officers from the Columbus Division of Police arrived at his home, discovered they had come to charge rather than to help her. The viral doorbell camera footage is... So I watched the video. I'll show it to you a little bit later.
Yeah.
These 2 cops come up to his door at midnight. Apparently, he called them at 6 o'clock. They show up at midnight.
6 hours later.
6 hours later, knock on his door. He's like, hey, she's sleeping right now. Like, obviously, it's fucking midnight. She's 11.
Right.
And he was like, he explained something to him, and they straight up go, well, she could be charged with producing child pornography.
You got to be fucking kidding me.
I'm dead fucking serious. And he goes, she's 11.
Yeah.
And they go, yeah, but she took the pictures, right? And he said, what?
Jesus Christ, man.
And the lady officer goes, well, she took the photos and sent them, correct?
Wow.
And he just goes,
You got to be fucking
he just
kidding
goes,
me.
all right, and turns around and walks away.
Dude.
How does that make you feel, Jacob Dines?
Yeah. Therein lies the fucking problem. Why people think they can get away with the shit that they can get away with. Let me see these guys real quick.
So,
hold on. Let me see these fucking idiots.
Those pieces of garbage, those pieces of human garbage.
God damn. So who was touting the fact? So was it more the female
Lady
or
officer on the left.
It was the lady officer, not the male officer
Nope.
that was saying.
Yep.
It was the lady
It was the
officer, the
lady
woman.
Yes.
The fucking woman. Way to take care of your own, bitch.
Right. So
Wow.
I do want to throw this in here before we go too far off.
Yeah.
Because there is a good statement from the chief.
Okay.
But
what is the
I've
statement
got
from
I've
that?
got something to say on that as well.
Basically, not in the defense of the officers, I would presume.
No.
Good.
No, absolutely not. He said, my expectation is that our officers treat every victim of crime with compassion, decency, and dignity. What I saw in the video did not reflect that.
And so they're fired?
Hold on. Which is why we referred this case to the Inspector General. I want to make clear this incident does not reflect the division as a whole. Our officers do outstanding work to bring comfort and justice to victims every day. Just like, obviously his 2 officers that threatened to arrest an 11-year-old girl.
Right.
Yeah. As soon as we learned of this incident, we immediately reached out to the father to apologize, of course he did, and to assure him that this matter was being fully investigated. Both the actions of this officer and, more importantly, any crime committed against his child. As I have said from my first day on the job, when our officers do the right thing, we will have their backs, and when they don't, we will hold them accountable. Chief Elaine R. Bryant, Columbus Division of Police. To me, that sounds a little bit like a press release. Like, oops,
Yeah.
our officers got caught fucking up.
Yep. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it wasn't, there wasn't any, it's not how I would have responded as the chief of police.
No.
That person would have been excused of their job duties.
Is there a dishonorable discharge in police forces?
I don't know. I'm assuming there is some sort of
There's got to be.
bad conduct discharge that would be involved in that type of government position.
Throw her in the wood chipper.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing all that does is perpetuate one of the most evil things that could possibly take place in our society, which is child pornography.
Yeah.
And then blaming the children for the pornography. That is it's unfathomable that anybody would come to that sort of conclusion. Like, I can't, with any way that I can slice that up, I can't possibly come up with any conclusion why she would deem that acceptable, that we're going to charge her with child pornography as an 11-year-old who took pictures of herself, right? At what point does that make sense to you? The only thing that I can possibly speculate is that she is misrepresenting how she was when she was all I can think of, and I'm not trying to play devil's advocate here to an extent. The only thing I can say is she must have thought, man, when I was 11 years old, I would have known better. Now, this is not an excuse.
Right.
for this does not excuse her behavior, because this is like abhorrent, dude. This is absolutely insane. I'm just trying to, what's going on in your fucking mind where you think that
You're
it is
trying
the
to
11-year-old's fault?
understand, yeah.
She's trying to understand. So are you thinking to yourself, well, when I was 11 years old, I just wouldn't have done that, which is ignorant, which is completely irresponsible and ignorant. But
You also
was
can't,
that?
yeah.
Because if it was a guy saying that, I would immediately jump to the conclusion, as probably you would, which is
He's a pedophile.
you're a fucking pedophile.
Yeah, you're a fucking pedophile.
You're a fucking pedophile.
Yeah.
But because she's a fucking woman, the only thing I can possibly think that would have make any logical sense
You're a fucking pedophile.
is that you're also a fucking pedophile.
You're also a fucking pedophile.
I know. And maybe she is, because there's nothing saying that women can't be fucking pedophiles.
There's plenty of them. Look
There's
at
plenty of
how
them,
many
yeah.
teachers have been arrested recently for having sex with students.
Oh man,
So many.
it's happening all the time now.
Left and
why?
right.
Because there's proof now.
Yeah.
There's text messages and digital footprints of those things, of those crimes being executed.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I don't give a fuck if you are, 22-year-old male with a 15-year-old female, or a 22-year-old female with a 15-year-old male.
Yeah.
Either way, dude, it's not right. It's fucking, especially
Brain
when you,
hasn't developed.
And when you get down into, and that's even for a lot of what's crazy is, like, for a lot of states, I think that's legal.
Oh God.
I think 15, 16 is the age of consent. I don't know that for sure, but I think
That's an absolute nightmare.
is the age of consent. And there might be an age threshold where it's like, look, as long as they're not 4 years older or 5 years older and you're over the age of 15 or something like that. I think that's the age of consent. I don't know. But I've seen some pretty ridiculous laws out there that protect the people who are trying to do bad shit to kids. And now we have officers running around telling you, hey, dude, your fucking kid can get in trouble for
Your
that.
11-year-old daughter could be charged for producing child pornography by sending pictures to a fucking groomer on the internet. Just straight up, that is some of the worst police work I've ever heard. Protect and serve my fucking ass.
And I would want to say that my daughter would know better not to do that. Not even saying for a second it would be her fault. Dude, these guys are fucking sick, man. They can twist things up. They find out stuff out about their parents, and who knows what he said. It's okay. Like, I'm your dad's friend. Like, it's okay. I'm your,
Yeah, who knows?
You can make all sorts of shit up to get into that kid's mind. Hey,
They're psychopaths.
They're fucking psychopaths.
They're fucking
and they got to do what
psychopaths.
they can to get the things they want. And frankly, the reason why I'm not just like enraged and pounding the table right now is because, like, I know these people fucking exist. It really does piss me off what she did as a police officer, but it doesn't fucking shock me, though. It's just nothing shocks us anymore, because so many people do so many outrageous things that, like, yeah, it's just par for the course for fucking pedophiles and for fucking cops, for that matter. You know what I mean?
We need more Gary Plauchets.
We need more Gary Plauchets. We need proper fucking vetting for police.
Yeah.
But here's okay, so let's go down to the fundamental fucking problem of what's going on here, because I really think that the fundamental problem of what's happening is they are taking police into the ranks because they need them.
Right.
They fucking need them. Why do they need them? Because everybody that was worth their weight in fucking salt quit when they told them to go get a fucking Fauci ouchie and get that jab, right? They were like,
They
hey,
absolutely did,
you're going to
yeah.
have to go get fucking COVID, blah, 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 because COVID's a fucking thing. And then we realized it's not. And these people didn't want to go get fucking tested because they shouldn't have to, because it is your fucking right to not allow some foreign thing to get injected into your body because the government tells you have to fucking do it.
My body, my choice.
Right. So they fucking don't do it. They get shit canned. Now nobody has a fucking, now none of these departments have any fucking help, right? That was one of the reasons for it. Another reason for it is because we're not putting these guys to a fucking standard anymore that they used to be at.
Right.
Meaning there's no fucking respect for the men and women who serve our communities anymore.
No, there's not.
There's not. I mean, amongst a lot of Republicans, there hopefully is, and I see more of it, but there is a huge demographic in our system, and it's almost cool to shit on cops when you're a liberal, right?
Right.
It's like the thing to do, right? It's hey, let's, it's defund the fucking police. So you
Right.
take the money away from these guys. You take the training away from these guys. They don't have the proper people and the proper personnel in the departments. And so then what you get is you get this jackass showing up to a door that shouldn't even be a fucking cop.
No, she should.
And blaming it
Yeah.
on an 11-year-old girl for making child pornography. That's what you get. You want to fire all the fucking police? You want to make it difficult to be a cop? You want everybody to fucking hate cops? You want to have a war? You want to wage a war against cops to make good men and women not want to be cops? That's what you get.
That's what you do.
You get that shit bag on the doorstep blaming an 11-year-old girl for something that they should be executing a pedophile for.
Yeah.
That is the fucking fundamental problem. I truly believe that's the fundamental problem. We had better men and women in law enforcement back in the day. Like that type of shit wasn't happening on a regular basis back in the day because now they're just scraping from the bottom of the pile. They're like, fuck, you need a job? Come on down. You need a job? Come on down.
Yeah, we have no officers. We'll take whoever.
First of all, Gen Z doesn't want to get off. Not all of them. There are plenty of you out there, just so you know, plenty of Gen Zs out there who do want to make a good living. But there's this big narrative being pushed around. It's you don't have to work anymore. You don't need to be this anymore. I'll give you an example. I go to open house at my fucking daughter's school. Mm-hmm. Perfect example. Perfect fucking example. Daughter's in 5th grade. You've got all this shit up on the wall. What do you want to be when you grow up? They write this little dissertation. You know what everybody wanted to be? There wasn't doctors, lawyers, cops.
It's going to be influencer.
Firefighters.
YouTuber.
Yeah, they all wanted to be fucking YouTubers, dude. They all wanted to be None of them were like, want to get into manufacturing, want to work at dad's factory. I want to be a fucking veterinarian. Now, don't get me wrong.
There were some.
There were a handful, but I'd say it was 10%. That entire wall was like, I want to open a fucking, just free money. I want to hit the lot. Some of them were, I want to hit the lottery. Some of them were, I want to be a YouTuber. Some of them were, I just don't want to work, but I want all the money, right? I don't want to do anything, right? But there was nothing like, I just want to take over my dad's business, or I want to be in business for myself,
or I want to be like my dad.
I want to be like my dad, or I want to be a construction worker, or I want to be an astronaut. Do you remember the astronaut thing?
Dude.
There was not one fucking astronaut in that class.
Not one,
like, bro. Not one.
I remember being a kid.
And everybody wanted to be a fucking astronaut.
I wanted to be an astronaut.
Nobody wanted to be a fucking astronaut in this class. There was not one of them. So if nobody, from a very young age, like you're talking about an entire generation that's growing up and nobody wants to be a fucking cop. You get these kids who, like, I met them, like they're seemingly being raised right by good people. They could probably be good cops one day, right? But nobody wants to be them anymore because we villainize them.
Right.
Right? We villainize these guys for serving our country, and we villainize them because we don't fucking protect them when they're going to do their job.
Right.
Right? You get these guys that they're just out there just trying to fucking stop people from burning other people's businesses down.
Or you see,
and then
or you see fucking officers that might have to step up and do some gnarly shit that might not seem morally, quote unquote, morally correct, but is for the better, quote unquote, greater good, right?
Right.
Hey, maybe they're beating the shit out of some gangbanger, whoever it might be, and all of a sudden people are like, well, we don't want this guy. And it's like, that guy had a car loaded full of guns and drugs, and he was running across the border.
You started filming when the beating started.
Yeah, and now this officer's fucking fired.
I'm not saying every time.
No.
Yeah, sometimes.
No.
Yeah, they're doing dumb shit. But for the most part, man, like you're taking it out of context, and that's the beauty of the internet. Right? It goes right back to what we were talking about the orange conversation. Do you like I like oranges, right? It's somebody coming out and being the expert on. Now everybody's got the ability to have a platform to speak off of, and sometimes that shit's fucking dangerous because they take a video of an officer hitting a dude a couple times, but they started the video or they cut the video at the very perfect opportunity. Not when the officer was being threatened, not when the guy had a gun. No, they'll just start the video where the dude's getting hit, or the dude's getting maced, or the dude's getting shot. And now it's like, but what happened before that? You didn't see the fact that dude just drew down on the cop.
Or they leave out the fact that this guy has been threatening to kill the cop, kill his family.
Yeah.
I'm going to go kill your fucking family. Or they forgot the part where the cop probably has his ID and he looked it up and he's got violent arrest warrants. And yeah. Who knows? But
what I do know is, I saw some fucking blue hair creature on social media not too long ago, like, I wonder about the size of this guy's dick. Let's check it out. She said, she was walking around with her phone and she said, this guy has the biggest penis I've ever seen. And then she walks to this truck, and all it is a truck with a big badge on the back that says "Back the Blue." That's all it is.
Wow.
It says "Back the Blue."
Wow.
And it's got an American flag on the back of the fucking truck.
Dude, isn't
and she's there shitting on him because she's like, how big do you think his penis is? Look at this, "Back the Blue." Like, who does he think he is? Well, who do you think he is? I think he's a fucking patriot. I think he's probably a cop.
Probably.
If he's not a cop, he supports cops. And what the fuck is wrong with that? Right. What is what's wrong with somebody enforcing the fucking laws that we have in this fucking country?
Right. And that's the fucking problem is we have most officers, or at least used to, I still believe, get into it for the idea of protecting and serving communities. Like, I want to go out and catch bad guys.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a cop and do that. You couldn't pay me enough money to be a cop nowadays.
Well, it's too dangerous, man. Well, not dangerous that you're going to get hurt. It's dangerous that you're going to get hurt. You're going to get fucking
my life ruined,
nailed to the cross by the people who are supposed to be there to support you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not even support you, just do their due diligence.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Just do the right thing.
Can I get a fucking fair trial? Or are you gonna,
or is your DA gonna look into my internet search history and that one time that I looked up suppressors in this fucking suppressor list state, and they're like, see, he wanted to commit a felony.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah, they'll spin it, man.
I'll throw a poop on you and commit a felony right now, dude.
Dude. So yeah, that's outrageous, but it's not about like, I love digging into the foundation and the fundamentals of why that happened. And why that happened is because we don't have the proper vetting on our police force right now because nobody wants to be a fucking cop. There is not enough. There's not enough supply to fill the demand that is in the police force. And you get shit like that. You get little shit bags like that chick who's going to show up and blame her daughter for some shit like that.
Yeah.
So
the chief not even saying that officer has been immediately terminated.
Yeah. Terminate her. What do you do? What are you scared of?
Yeah.
Bro?
What are you afraid of?
You're afraid that like your community is going to fucking turn their back on you? Are you afraid that you're not going to be standing up for one of your officers? Are you afraid that you've wrongfully terminated her and you're going to lose your position as a chief? Here's the deal, dude. Stick up for what you fucking believe is right.
Right.
And if that is right, then do it. Then fucking do it, and then answer the questions later. Well, why would you terminate her just for something like that? Stand up for yourself.
Where's your fucking moral compass?
Yeah. You're going to have an entire community of people that are willing to back you up, namely anybody that doesn't like fucking pedophiles,
right?
Which is pretty much most people.
It's anybody who isn't a pedophile.
Yeah, anybody who isn't a pedophile is going to support you.
What's interesting is there's this entire group of people that are hated by literally everybody that's not them.
Yeah, I know. That's very true. Yeah. I don't know, man. Is that how we solve world peace?
Yeah.
We just all come together and be like, hey, if we all need an enemy, which it seems like the human race needs a fucking enemy.
I've got one.
Can our human enemy just be pedophiles?
Pedophiles.
Dude. And then we'll have fucking Ebony and Ivory living together in perfect harmony.
Dude,
man.
as long as we can all agree, wood chippers for pedophiles.
Yeah.
And that's how we solve world peace.
Yeah. Fuck. We could solve world peace.
Why don't we go?
Campaign slogan. Don't fuck kids.
Yeah, don't fuck kids.
Yeah.
2024.
2024. Dines Meeks.
Just don't fuck kids.
Everybody be like, yeah, because they can get on board with that.
Yeah.
You know, because even like the whole Make America Great Again, you even had some people that were like, yeah, fuck America. Yeah, fuck America. Let's not make it great again. Let's make it new.
Yeah.
Let's make it new. All right. So you can't campaign on that. But you can campaign on don't fuck kids. That's fucking what we're campaigning on.
We're gonna be up at the.
We'll bring the whole world together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Israel, Palestine, dude. This whole fucking thing. Israel, Hamas. Yeah,
it's over.
It's over. That whole thing's
just
over.
Don't fuck kids, guys.
Like, hey, can you guys agree that we don't fuck kids? Can you guys agree that we don't fuck kids? I think that's all.
We're friends.
We're friends.
We're friends, guys.
We've got to found a common thread.
We'll be up on the stands, and they're like, "So, what do you plan to do for the energy crisis?" And we'll be like, just don't fuck kids, guys.
Plan on not having sex with children. How does that sound? Yeah, are we good? You know, and it's
so we've done the polls, and about 3 to 10% are actually sex offenders, and we're gonna throw them in wood chippers, so that'll reduce energy costs by 3 to 10%.
Absolutely. And you know what's cool about that is like even people that agree with us but don't like our other stances on certain political issues would be more apt to not. They wouldn't not vote for us, because if they didn't vote for us, then everybody's going to think they're a pedophile. Here's how it would look. So who you voting for, man? Well, fucking not those Dines and Meeks guys for president and vice president. Why is that? Do you like to fuck children? Like, no, I just don't really agree with their political stance. Well, their political stance is don't fuck kids. Well, you see where that goes. Yeah, it's an awkward conversation around the neighborhood barbecue.
You have to vote for us.
You have to vote for us.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, it's plain and simple. It's because in reality here, when you get to the bottom of that.
Who's going to say, when you're in the debate? Yeah,
when you're in the debate, and you're
like,
well, I support the death penalty for pedophiles. And then if anyone dare, just look at them all. Just like.
You can't say, what are you going to say?
So like, I don't want pedophiles to die. What are you gonna say there?
Yeah, what are you gonna say on your national stage? You can't say that.
What are you gonna say?
Want
Pedophiles are people too?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
It's not gonna work out in your favor, man.
YouTube's
but
not
be
gonna
careful.
like how
You
many
can't
times they
say
said
things.
pedophiles.
You have to say things in kind of a double negative when we're doing stuff like this. And the reason why is because you're gonna get the wrong person that's gonna clip that. Like I was talking about earlier, because everybody's a fucking reporter and they're gonna say Nolan Meeks, because the words that came out of your mouth just now, out of context, are pedophiles don't deserve to die.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
Someone's going to take that out of context and be like, look, this is what Nolan believes.
Please do.
But that inherently is the problem with the internet.
Make me internet famous because
make me internet famous.
5 seconds before that, you'll be turned into a human shit stain.
I know. That's true. That's very true. Yeah, it really is hard to argue with. Yeah.
It's the ultimate, it's world peace. I think we solved it.
It's solving world peace.
But jumping slightly back.
That should be like the next, you know how the Miss Americas do their pageants? Like those Miss America pageants? Yeah. I'll bet we could groom our own Miss America. She could probably be like a Sacramento 5 or a San Diego 3 or something like that. We could still get her into a Miss California pageant and win strictly on when they say, what do you think is the most important? You know, they ask them the questions.
Right.
And they all say, world peace.
Right.
The new one will just be,
death to pedophiles.
Yeah,
don't fuck kids.
Yeah, don't fuck kids. Yeah, we can get our own little pageant going. Isn't that how didn't Trump get in the business of... I think he
started Miss America,
I think he did, yeah, something. Yeah,
Gangster.
he got into pageants, made a lot of money doing it too.
So regardless of what you think of Trump, as a man, think about this, right? I don't give a shit about anything else right now. Yeah. Right now we're talking about this.
Okay.
You've got a dude who said, let's bring together the hottest women from all around the United States.
And the world.
And let's make them get in bikinis and battle to see who's going to be the hottest. That's lit.
Yeah. That's really essentially what he did.
If you're a man, married, single, I don't care, and you're saying that is degrading, you're lying to yourself, you're lying to your family, you're just a liar, because that's hilarious. And that's great.
Yeah. This is a very, it is kind of unique and interesting, like what went down there. And when you talk about those Miss America pageants and these girls coming up on stage and people going, that is just degrading to women and they shouldn't be, it's their choice to get the fuck up there, man. Like nobody's forcing them up there.
Unless they are forced, but I don't think they are.
I don't think so.
No.
Unless they pulled them out of a shipping container from Venezuela or something.
What woman doesn't want to be considered the most beautiful woman in America?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do find it funny though. They're like, that what goes into the scores on those are like things that they say. Yeah. I'm like, dude, well, if that wasn't just a formality, I don't know what was, because like, dude, nobody cares about what you think about the crisis.
This is a beauty pageant.
Yeah. What is your opinion about the trade deficit that we have with China? Like nobody cares.
I think it's really sad.
Could you just take that off real quick for me? That'd be great. Yeah. So we can see.
Can we do a little spin?
Yeah. Can we just spin? There we go.
Great.
That's great.
Good to know.
Yeah. Because if we want to know about our trade deficit with China, then we'll Google it.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna talk to an economist.
I'm gonna talk to exactly. Yeah. And I'll get somebody at the Federal Reserve to talk about the value of the dollar. I'm not gonna ask Miss Alabama.
Yeah.
So
I'd rather talk to Miss Alabama about it, to be honest with you, though.
That's probably a good point. You'd probably get a straighter answer.
Yeah. Much straighter answer, and it'd be much more entertaining.
That would be.
Yeah. But I do want to talk about something.
Can we play the clip for everybody here about the girl that I kind of feel bad for? Have you ever seen the pageant where that she couldn't answer the question properly, so she just said words? They asked her about her opinion. I'll find it and we'll post it in here. I will give you a link so everybody can fucking see it.
She just says words.
It's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire fucking life.
Like she babbles.
Yeah, he says something about, what are your thoughts on the war in whatever country? And I forget what the question was. But she says, or I think the question was generally, if you were to bring world peace to the world, how would you do it, right? And she said,
I believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries. So we will be able to build up our future for our children.
Thank you very much, South Carolina.
And it is one of those things that you watch where you just kind of like, you're the one watching it, but you're embarrassed even watching it. You're like, oh, this is so bad for you.
That's like
This is so
that's like the
terrible
Ryan
for you.
Reynolds movie. What is it? Just Friends.
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie?
I believe I have.
It's
I believe I have,
one
but
of-
a long time ago.
It's one of the most uncomfortable movies I've ever watched.
Okay.
It's the best way to describe it is uncomfortable.
Okay.
So Ryan Reynolds in the beginning is the fat friend.
Oh,
He's got a crush.
Yes, I have seen
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
he's got a crush on the girl. She leaves. She comes back to the town,
That's
and he's
right.
all handsome. And
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds.
She's that blonde chick that always plays like trailer trash in movies.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
and just like the interactions between them, like you're watching them, and it makes your skin crawl because it's just like,
I know.
stop,
Stop.
please, just leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super uncomfortable.
So yeah.
But blue hair.
Is that where I was? Blue hair?
No, this is what I wanted to talk about.
Oh, when we were talking about
yeah,
the
because
whole-
you
Yeah,
brought something
that's
in my
right.
head, and I'm surprised I even kept it this long.
Yeah. To be fair, she had purple hair, so we're keeping this accurate.
But
so.
it still works.
Yep.
So back when I was a kid, back way yonder in the early 2000s,
Yeah.
right? Fun colored hair, like blue hair, green hair, purple hair, yellow
Yeah.
hair. That was fun. You're quirky.
Yeah.
And now it's a universal symbol of you're mentally unstable.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Like, how does that work? How do you
Well-
think that like pans out, that everyone that we see?
I know how it works. I'll tell you right now how
Please.
it works. What happens is you get enough people, right? You get enough people together in one group that think a certain way.
Groupthink.
Groupthink. They all make each other believe a certain thing. The blue hair has nothing to do with, seemingly nothing to do with political affiliation. What happens is they all get together, they all have this thing, and they all want to be exactly the same, and they all start repeating themselves, right? Someone makes a point where like, yeah, everybody's got to be completely fucking equal, regardless of, no.
No.
First of all, let's address that one thing. We all need equal opportunity. Opportunity. This world is not fucking equal.
No.
It's just the way it is.
It'll never be equal.
Your parents may have done better than my parents, and your parents may have set you up for success a little bit better and gave you a better launch pad.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is you get enough of these motherfuckers together, these idiots that just think the fucking world owes them something, and they all start feeding off one another. And then they all start repeating themselves, and they live in this fucking echo chamber. And then one of them dyes their fucking hair. And then they're like, oh, I've been repeating all the same things that you say and going all the same events that you go to and listening to the dumbass music that you listen to. I'm also going to dye my hair that color. And you get somebody with enough fucking influence. And because the thing is, dude, we all have a fucking soapbox now. It's called social media. So you get one of these fucking idiots with like 2 million, 3 million fucking followers out there that has enough push on a big enough following to be like, oh, that person dyed their hair blue? I'm going to dye my fucking hair blue. I'm
gonna dye my hair blue.
It might be, and I'm not saying anything about Billie Eilish. I think her fucking music is fantastic. She's an amazing artist, personally. Right?
She's got some bangers.
She's got some fucking bangers. I am not a Billie Eilish fan, per se, and I would have never listened to her music. But my daughters, they're young. They started listening to her music, and I heard this one song, and I was like, that's a pretty good fucking song.
Right.
And it was off like her first album.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about her new poppy shit. Man, I go off on tangents. But we got it. But I'm trying to get to a fucking point here. I'm getting to a point.
The point
You
is,
get
new
somebody
Billie
like-
Eilish sucks.
New Billie Eilish sucks. Old Billie Eilish. She's got this really good fucking song from back in the day. So I started digging into it. And I'm like, huh, she's pretty fucking talented. Writes her own music, fucking pretty humble. And then I start like really like digging into like some of the shit that she believes and thinks and that she's pushing onto her fans. And I'm like, this is what's wrong.
With the green hair.
With the fucking,
yeah.
dude, I'm telling you right now, like it starts there because she will push her like political agendas here and there in some of her stuff, and she's got millions of fucking followers. And so what happens? You get an idiot like this that's dropping some fucking knowledge, what she thinks is knowledge, to a host of the next generation who idolizes her and goes to think that thing that she thinks. Then they start dyeing their hair the color that she dyes it. And then you're left with this blue-haired fucking society who all thinks the exact same way. And so it is only my hypothesis that this is how the blue hairs originated.
We as humans weren't ready for the internet.
We were not.
We were not ready for the internet.
We were not ready.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Our access to the internet are more dangerous than a fucking, like, you want to talk about danger? You want to talk about regulating fire? I'm not saying that we go regulate the First Amendment, but Jesus Christ, we would be better off if they regulated the First Amendment, right? Properly. Like they regulate.
That's a dangerous.
Listen to me. I am not a proponent for regulation.
Right.
I'm not.
No,
I'm not promoting. I'm saying hypothetically, if they went and wrangled the fucking, if they went out and regulated the fucking First Amendment like they regulate the Second Amendment,
that's a good point.
like they do it, right? Then I don't know. Would we be better off? Because if they regulated the First Amendment like they regulated the Second Amendment, like they did, to the same tune, not to their advantage, but they were just like, hey, it is too dangerous for people under the age of 21 to have access to posting on the internet or to have access to social media. I mean, think about this.
Right.
Think about this for a fucking second.
People whose brains haven't developed.
I am not advocating for this, all you out there. Like, we're like, this guy, this fucking judge us the Constitution.
You make a fairly good point, though. You have to be 21 to open up a Twitter account.
That's all I'm saying, dude. If you have to be 21 to open up a Twitter account and you are not allowed to have access to this bullshit that's being shoved down your throat until you've allowed your parents the time to raise you.
Well, that's funny because I was
allow your own opinions to be formulated,
right.
So somebody's not shoving this doctrine down your throat. Maybe, just maybe, we wouldn't have a bunch of fucking lemmings that hear one person who sings an okay song say something, and then boom, I'm dyeing my hair blue, I'm automatically a liberal, and I'm going to take all the fucking individual rights away from the American. It's fucking insane how quickly it happens.
Because I was thinking
it's
about
poisoning
that.
the next generation.
When I said...
So, if you're going to regulate something, regulate people's fucking ability to fucking digest information prior to the age of 18. Don't do it with fucking guns.
Yeah.
You know? Or do it with... Yeah, fucking if you're going to do it with both. Not one of the fucking other. Because the only thing they're going to fucking digest is how shitty the Second Amendment is. And we're going to get this next generation of Second Amendment and firearm police, essentially.
Right.
So...
Yeah, because when I said we weren't ready for the internet, I was what drew me to that thought was I was going to say, parents, start regulating what your kids can and can't intake nowadays, right?
That is where it starts.
Right? But then I thought about it and I was like,
yeah.
but your kid's got an iPad. But your kid goes to school and their kids have iPads.
Right.
And it's like their friends have that. And it's like, what? How are you going to do it? We just limit, you can't get on the internet until you're 21.
Yeah, nobody.
Yep, that's it. It's not even the First Amendment. We just limit the internet, 21 years old. Can't do it.
Yeah,
Yep.
can't. That would be an interesting...
Your parents control what music you get to listen to.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not allowed on the internet until you're 21. Like to sign in, you physically have to like give I don't know, a driver's license number or something like that.
People are going to start getting fake IDs to get on the internet, getting into bars.
Well, I just imagine like how much of a benefit. Look, I was able to get through school and learn a bunch of shit without the internet. I did, personally.
Like literally everyone else before you, too.
Yeah, lots of people. They were like doctors and,
Yeah.
like very smart people, scientists. They were able to be scientists without the internet. So I'm just saying.
We put a man on the moon, in fact.
But now, the problem now is like everybody's now, well, yeah. But
we at least got some people in space.
And that was, so the issue is like before the internet, to be a scientist, you had to earn a degree and prove through dissertations that you write that you indeed were a scientist. The opposite has happened, where now we have the internet and everybody's just a fucking scientist.
Everybody's a scientist. Dude.
Yeah, because anybody can just open their phone, start recording themselves. Like, did you know that blah, 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 food that you put in your body will do X, Y, and Z? And like, I'm not even a fucking scientist, and I'm looking at that, and I'm like, that is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, that is not right.
Dude, everybody who just spouts whatever they think and feel, and they spit it with such confidence because they're lying to themselves and they believe it.
Yeah, well, because somebody else told them that on social fucking media.
Right.
And that's why I think ultimately the responsibility lies with the parents. Like my kids don't have a phone. Dude, my daughter's 10 years old. Most of her friends have phones.
That's terrifying.
Straight up. My daughter has a watch that is completely locked out that I can call her, I can call her, my wife can call her, and she can call us. And that's it, dude. And she's got access to her grandparents too.
Yeah.
In case of an emergency.
Yeah.
But she wears that watch. And my 8-year-old doesn't have either. She doesn't have a fucking phone. She doesn't have a watch, right? But the friends do. My 8-year-old daughter has friends in her class with phones. They're able to access the internet. They're able to talk to whoever they want to talk to, right? They're able to take pictures of themselves and send them to whoever asks for them, like this fucking, like this pedophile that was attempting to do that with the 11-year-old, right? So it ultimately starts with the parent. Now listen, I'm not sitting here blaming the fucking dad.
Yeah. No.
Either.
No,
right?
no.
It's not that 11-year-old's fault that she sent pictures. She's not a child pornographist by her doing so.
Yeah, she's not a
Her
child
dad
porn star.
is not. It is not his fault that there is a sick motherfucker out there
No.
attempting to do. But I will say this: with enough diligence, right, you can protect your children
Right.
from those fucking monsters out there who are attempting to take advantage of the parents who are not paying attention. You know, what's interesting is they interviewed, I forget where I saw this, but they were interviewing people who were locked up for kidnapping and pedophilia. And they would ask these people,
I know what you're talking about.
you know what I'm talking
Yep.
about? They'd ask these people, what do you look for? They genuinely want to know, what do you look for when you're looking for a kid, right? What is the number one thing you look for? And they're thinking that you would think the response is going to be from everybody. Oh, I'm looking for a blonde or a little, between the ages of 6 and 10, or there would be some sort of demographic that they're looking for. You know what they're looking for?
Oh, yeah.
What is it?
They're looking for fathers who look weak.
Yes,
Yep. They look for a male figure who doesn't look like he can protect his daughter.
that's right.
Yep.
They look
Or
for-
son.
Yep.
Yeah. Whatever it is.
They look for a male father figure who looks weak. Secondary to that, they look for parents who aren't paying attention.
Correct.
Children being left alone. Vulnerable ones in low income and, destitute and disenfranchised neighborhoods. Not all of them, but right. But there's this list of things that have nothing to do with the age, size, or shape of these children.
Right.
It really stems with what do the parents look
doing?
like?
Yeah.
Isn't that fucking wild?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I always think about that, man. And anybody that, if anybody is going to be a parent one day out there, or anybody is a parent one day out there, it really does start with us.
Right.
Our children, it is our sole obligation to protect our children from the world out there until they get to be of the age to protect themselves.
Right.
We bring them up, we educate them, we instill the values and the morals, and we protect them. Like that is a component of being a parent. At least in my opinion, that is a component of being a parent, is protecting your kids. And if you're allowing your kids to run aimlessly around on the internet, I'll use I statements. I can't say you. I can't tell people how to be a fucking parent out there. If I am allowing my children to run around out there aimlessly on the internet, talk to whoever they fucking want to talk to, and then they start talking to the people that they shouldn't be talking to, because the evil exists in the fucking world. That's a fact.
Yep.
And if I let them talk to the evil, then I am as much an accomplice as the evil is. I'm allowing it to happen. Some people
You got to be on top of it.
Some people I truly believe. Now, I'm not an accomplice in the sense that I allowed it to happen.
I get what you're saying.
But what I mean by that is that I was unaware and I was ignorant to it. Because the world is a shitty fucking place, dude.
Right.
And we have to fucking let our kids know. We cannot sugarcoat this, dude. The area that a lot of us have our kids in, man, especially my fucking area in my neighborhood, they just don't even know what the real world looks like, dude.
So people are so blind to it, dude.
My wife and I sat our daughters down. Like sometimes you just got to throw them into the third world fucking countries, right? Where we watched a video. It was just last night we watched a video. My wife was showing it to my 2 daughters.
Kids getting snatched?
No, they were complaining about, I got to fucking do the dishes and whatever chore du jour that they were complaining about. I know, because my kids do fucking chores and I don't pay them for it, right?
No.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
So whatever chore du jour they were complaining about, and it was a story about how these 2 kids, it was this village. In order to go to school, they literally walk 2 miles. They have to cross a river with crocodiles in it, right? And they get to school, and then they have to, part of their exercise at school is, I guess, gardening and cultivating at the school so that they can grow the food that they need to eat for their lunch that day, right?
Yeah.
And then they eat and they get 1 meal a day, They eat once a day.
Yeah.
These fucking kids do because there's not enough food.
It's third world country.
So they'll eat the food and then they will walk back across the fucking alligator infested waters, right?
Yeah.
And they will walk back to the village and they spend 2.5 hours in the morning doing chores. And then when they come home, they do some homework, I guess, and they spend the rest of their evening doing chores for the fucking household.
Right.
That's all they do. And so we watched this and my daughter was like, oh my God. I was like, yeah.
You got a pretty cush.
Yeah. And you know what the funny thing is like most of the world may not be exactly like that and that bad,
Right.
but it's pretty fucking close, dude. I think like, cause you're talking about like what, 7-8 billion fucking people in this world now?
There's a lot.
And most of them,
there's only 350 million in the United States.
The United States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say maybe
dude,
30 million in the United States got it like that.
yeah. I was like, you are the 1% of the world that doesn't have to live like this. Right.
Yeah, really. There's so many people. There are so many people, and
It's about putting it in perspective.
it really is. There was a guy I saw on Instagram, and he was like, I decided to live like I was in the 1800s for like a year or something.
Yeah.
So he like disconnected electricity from his house. He disconnected like all this stuff, or he got a cabin in the woods or something like that.
Yeah.
No electricity, no running water. 1800s. He was
Yeah.
serious about it. He had his phone and he had little solar compartment so he could charge his phone and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But he was like, so I spent my day doing hard manual labor and chores. I had to hunt a rabbit. Like he lists out all this stuff, right? And
Yeah.
he's like, I spent my entire waking day working to survive.
Yeah.
And I slept like a baby, got up and did it again.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I'm happy. And I was just like,
Yeah.
fuck.
It's pretty funny. Like people will be like, I have sleeping problems. And some people legitimately probably have a medical insomnia.
But
condition.
that's like the people who say I'm overweight because of a medical issue.
Right.
It's a very small percentage.
I'm like, dude, look, I've had problems sleeping before, but if I get tired enough, I have no problem sleeping and staying asleep.
Right.
It is a matter of how much did I exert myself that day, both mentally and physically? Did I do everything that I needed to do to accomplish my mission? Or was I sitting there lethargic, not using brain power, not using muscle power? And yeah, exactly. And just and then laying my head down at night and wondering why the fuck I can't fall asleep. Good exercise and like actual productivity in your life can actually it can yield huge benefits.
Oh, yeah.
For sleep and health
Massive.
and all those things. And anyway, it's just the reason why I brought it up is because that individual in the woods, you know, he's like, oh, I slept like a baby every night. Yeah, that's usually what happens when you get up and work.
Absolutely.
That's funny is like it's kind of like no different than it. It's very different, but it's almost no different than we live today, right? Which is this, right? So myself and a lot of people that I know, including you, we work a lot.
Yep.
So we're away from our house a lot. And there's that old adage that goes like, if I can work, you know, all this time to go to a house that I'm never at,
Right.
for a car that I, you know,
Yeah.
never drive, that I blah, 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 right? There's that old adage. And it's kind of the same thing. Like when you live out in the woods, right? And you spent your entire day just getting your fucking food.
To survive.
Just
Yeah.
to survive on your fucking food. Now, we don't do that.
No.
We don't spend our entire day getting our food, but where it's similar is we spend like all of our time like at work to pay for all this shit that we don't have. Now, what a nice balance would be is go get that fucking cabin out in the woods and then go to your job in the fucking city. And then you got some free time.
Then you got some
now
free
you
time.
you ain't paying for shit.
Yep.
Got a good job. You only have to work about half that time.
Yeah, you work part-time.
Yeah, you work
fuck
part-time.
yeah.
Yeah. And you put a little food in your belly, you're good to go.
Yeah, you're golden, dude.
Yeah. But when you've got fucking dude pulling up next to you in this and this guy driving this and these
The
people telling you that you have to have this.
consumerism.
Yeah, dude, I fell victim to that, man.
Who hasn't?
God, I fell fucking victim to
We
that.
all have.
I really did. Yeah. That's why I bought that fucking truck that I bought, because it's not like the biggest slice of fucking humble pie. I get it. It's still a new truck and it's still a nice truck. But man, that first truck I fucking bought, hella dumb. Just is that Ford F-250, fucking $100,000 truck,
Huge.
massive, fucking lifted 6 inches. And then I bought this little GMC, dude. This little old grandpa truck, dude.
Still gets you from A to B, doesn't it?
Yeah, dude, my dick grew like 3 inches the second I fucking got in it. I was like, oh my God, what's happening right now? This is the greatest thing ever. I was like,
Babe!
is this real? I was like, what's going on right now? I was at the lot. And I was like,
Babe, I'm up to 3 inches now.
I'm up to 3 inches. I doubled. No, yeah, it was, it's been, but anyway, I'm just starting to realize like, nobody cares, man.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Yep.
But people, you know who does care? My family. Cares how much I'm home. Cares how much time I get to spend with them.
Really does,
And the
man.
more shit I buy, the more I have to fucking work. And fuck that, dude. You know, not saying that working's bad. Like, we all got to fucking work. We all got to
Yeah.
hustle. We all got to grind. But goddamn, dude, sometimes we just got to make time for those that we love.
Yeah, you gotta find the balance. You gotta realize what's the most important at the time, right? Like there have been times that I've been working and editing, and I'm like, I need to get this done. I gotta do this. I'm here. It's like 6:30. Carly's like, are you gonna come home?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I gotta do this. I'll work until 8.
Yeah.
Then I'll do it the next day, and then it'll be like approaching like maybe 6 o'clock, and I'm like, I need to go home.
Yeah.
Like this will be here tomorrow.
It's weird, tomorrow.
This will be here tomorrow.
Yeah. As an entrepreneur, though, as a business owner, you said the word balance, and that always makes me cringe. Because when you own a business, like as an employee, right? Like you can have a work-life balance. You could say like, I am going to go to work for X amount of hours a week. In your case, it's a lot more than 40 oftentimes. But there's still somewhat of a balance. But I find I'm not trying to distinguish myself from you or anybody else, but for those of you thinking about starting a business, or if anybody runs a business, the notion of balance is just fucking silly. There is no balance. There will never be a balance, because duty calls at any given time for any given thing. It doesn't fucking matter. The world does not stop. So there is rhythm. There is no balance. And the rhythm is occasionally I can pretty much plan like once every summer to get away for 4 or 5 days with my family. And then towards the end of the year, I can pretty much plan for 2 to 3 days to maybe get up to Tahoe with my family, right? And then I can always plan maybe a chunk of Saturday and a portion of my Sunday. I won't miss my daughter's soccer games, right?
Right.
But that is not balance. Balance would mean that I had some sort of equitable terms between my work life and my family life. And that is not the case. What happens is I get in this rhythm, and I know that every once in a while I'll be able to fucking do a thing. And then I'll get back in the work rhythm, and I'll know that this time's coming up that I could do a thing. It's more of a rhythm for me.
That makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It's
that
more of
makes
a,
absolute sense.
I got to work fucking 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
But, maybe I can dedicate those 3 hours that I'm not working, not sleeping, to just really, really concentrated attention to those that I love, right? To my kids. So, I don't know. Some thoughts out there for those who promote work-life balance. It is possible if you're an employee, but if you are ever an employer, it is not possible. The shit just does not exist.
Also, it doesn't help when you're a workaholic.
Yeah. I got to say, love what I do.
When you love what you do.
Oh, Jesus
Never
Christ.
work a day in your life.
Stop it with that. Stop it
God.
with that. I know. I know. I actually started the sentence with, hey, when you love what you do, man, it's all good, right? But I didn't even finish the sentence. I wasn't going to say what you said, but you stopped me. You were like, don't fucking say it. Yeah. Don't you say it.
We were getting some food. I was like, don't you fucking say it.
You love what you do. Never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
No, I mean, this isn't fucking work. We're like podcasting.
No.
Right now, dude. We're just talking about our,
No.
No,
we're having a great time.
And that's why I call it more of like a rhythm. Cause like technically this isn't like a work-life balance. This is more of my life. And that's like where, like, if you can integrate your work into your life and do what you love, then you'll never work a day in your life. I mean, you really like.
But that's what's finding your passions about.
I hate the saying, but it's fucking true. Like if you truly integrate like the thing that you do as part of who you are, and you identify with that, I don't like that whole like leave your fucking job at the door. I do. You leave it at the door. I get the whole mentality behind it. When people are like, yeah, you don't bring your personal life into the fucking workplace, and you don't bring your opinions and then what are you doing? What are you doing with your life, dude? Like if your opinions and who you are aren't a function of the work that you do, then what the fuck are you even doing? Why would you even do it? But you hear it all the time. They're like, hey, you just turn it off and you go to work and then you could turn it back on. That's not the way we do
You're a
shit.
robot.
That's not the way we
Don't be a fucking robot,
Then
dude.
go
That's why you're miserable.
Then go plug something in that can do the job.
Yeah.
Because that is not the way humans operate.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You gotta enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah. And it's got to be a function of who you are. Right? It's got to be a function of who you are. I'm a patriot. You're a patriot.
Yeah.
That's why we do what we do.
Yeah. And that's
and
the
anybody
underlying
can-
drive.
Anybody that is truly a patriot can also find work in this field that pays well. Dude, the armor industry by itself is like a $57-58 billion industry. And that doesn't include the gun industry and the tactical industry. There's plenty of money to be made here, And if I'm assuming I'm only saying that example because all these people that may be listening to us right now are probably patriots as well. But it goes with anything, dude. Like, fuck, there's billions to be made on fucking gardening if you do it right.
That's so true, man. you find what you're passionate about.
Passionate.
You find what you're passionate about and find a way to monetize it.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
You monetize anything.
And that's how you're happy with your work.
Yeah. That's why I did porn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I was very passionate about it.
You love sucking dick.
I love sucking dick. So I just kept doing it. Got paid for it. Started a business.
Started filming myself. Then I made money.
Started filming myself on myself. Yeah.
When you're passionate, like we said, when you like what you do, you don't work a day in your life.
Yeah.
It's gonna be work. There's gonna be shitty times. Like I'm about to finish this,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna go sit and I'm gonna edit it
Yeah.
to upload it for tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow is the Veterans Day post.
Yeah, but we're still releasing.
Oh, we're still releasing a Procast. Yeah,
podcast
you're right.
still comes
Yep.
out on Saturday.
That's right.
Can't leave the boys hanging.
That's true.
But
Good
that's
call.
gonna be work.
You're right.
Right.
Yep.
This fun.
True.
That
Work.
work.
Very true.
Yeah. So to those maybe seeking what they are passionate about, it's still going to suck.
It's
It's still going to suck sometimes. You're going to have to sacrifice. There's going to be times when you're like, this isn't as fun as it once was.
And when you're in a position where, you know, something is fucking difficult and something is hard and it's not making sense and you just want it all to go away, just understand, like, this is what I think about, dude. I think about this, and this is not original. I fucking heard this from somebody who is a mentor, and they sit down and they go, this is what hard feels like, right? This is what hard feels like. And if you tell yourself that, and you become
What is this mentor doing to you? Hey,
this is what hard feels like.
this is what hard feels like. Thanks. Anyways,
Speaking of hard, those of you that were watching at the beginning of this when we were talking about, I offered that guy that you guys took to the strip club for their last day.
oh God.
I offered Mikey $500 fucking dollars to take Viagra and wear basketball shorts, and he didn't fucking
What
take
a
it.
sissy
I was like,
mama.
dude, $500, Viagra, basketball shorts, fucking do it. Take some pictures, right? Wouldn't do it anyway.
I tried to take the offer. He wouldn't let me.
But you sit down and you remind yourself, this is what hard feels like. Most people aren't doing what I'm doing. This is going to distinguish me and make me better than the people that aren't willing to do the work. Most people aren't willing to do the fucking work, dude.
No.
It is so fucking easy to succeed in anything that you do, because all you have to do is just do more than everybody else is willing to do, and everybody else is inherently fucking lazy.
They're super lazy.
That's why when they say, oh, it's the fucking 1%. Yeah, it's the 1%. That's the 1% of fucking people who can get up in the fucking morning, do a thing consistently without making themselves fucking believe the delusion that they're smarter than everybody else.
Yeah.
And just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it without getting any fucking results until eventually your crop yields and you're like, oh shit, that's
that
why I was
worked.
doing all this fucking work.
Yeah.
Dude, it's consistency in a fucking thing. The thing is like, it's a consistency in a job. If you're consistent in one job for a long enough time, that job is going to promote you and reward you and pay you, right? We all know that.
Yeah.
We're all familiar with that. But when it comes to a business, and this is the bitch ass narrative that's being pushed around by these fucking blue hairs, is you could just grab a phone and fucking use AI and fucking start a business, not have inventory.
Fuck you.
Not know what you're doing. Yeah, get the fuck out of here with that noise. Yeah. Because it takes fucking years to cultivate not just a company and a brand, but build the staff that's going to represent your brand and train them. And dude, it takes time, but it's rewarding. And most people aren't willing to fucking work and work and work without getting anything in return. Most people don't have that wherewithal. And that is why, if you guys want to start a fucking business,
Smooth.
oh, this isn't a transition into a sell.
Oh.
No, it would be a good one. But that's why if most of you want to start a business, it is, I can assure you that it is not difficult. And I will plug that we are.
This isn't a sale, but I'm going to say.
I will plug because like I literally we are putting together a program, I'm working on it with you, putting together a program where when the program starts, this isn't like, hey, I'm going to show you what I do. And then hopefully in 6 months, you're going to make money. The course comes literally with product. And I show you exactly how to fucking sell it, and you will make all your money back on the course in the first 30 days, and then you will continue to profit to where if I had something like that when I first started and a fucking mentor, I would have crushed. Dude. I didn't, because most people out there were just very good at one specific thing. E-commerce when I first started was kind of a new thing.
Yeah, when you started, e-commerce was like, it was still sketchy.
it was still in its infancy stages. You know what I mean? Like it had been around for a minute. Like you could order shit online, but you know, this was, you know, almost 10 years ago. It was just it was there. It was just a different landscape. It looked different.
It did.
There were different rules. There was different ranking rules. It wasn't, you can't spam now. Dude, you have to be legit now. Like you could not be legit 10 years ago and get away with it and find your way around like Facebook ads. But now, dude, you can cut through all that bullshit because social media is so prolific and like people just have such a voice. One person, it takes one dude with a fucking Facebook account to ruin your fucking brand if you don't do it right out the gate.
Yep.
Because that guy could know like 100 people. Gone are the days of one person tells 10 people, right? And those 10 people could tell 10 people. Now is one person tells 10,000 people. And those 10,000 people tell 10,000 people.
Dude, yeah.
It can go, but it can work in your benefit. You can scale a company so much faster in 2023 than you fucking ever could before because of that principle.
Right.
But you could also burn it to the ground just as fast if you're not doing the right thing.
Correct.
So,
and it always takes longer to build a reputation than it does to destroy one.
yeah.
So fucking fast.
So fucking fast, man.
Yeah.
It really is. But anyway, this is just to go along with what you're saying, where this shit ain't easy. Like you got to fucking put in the fucking work. And that's exactly what you're doing when you go back and you edit this for the next God knows how many hours. I just want to let everybody know that when we're filming this is 5 p.m., 1700 for you, like true red-blooded patriots. It's 1700 hours on a Friday. On a fucking Friday, right? Where you're going to want to go home. And naturally, most people would be packing up right now and going home, but not you.
Fuck that shit, dude.
Now the real work begins. Anyway, I am also going to go do the same. I'm going to actually go in my office and continue to put this fucking course together so that we can do something about it and get these guys on the right fucking step. I will end with this.
Because today is a Veterans Day podcast,
Today
technically.
is a Veterans Day podcast. I just said Happy Veterans Day. We cut it out because I told him to, just to let you guys know. Yeah. And it came out of my mouth, and I don't know what it is about that. I just hate it when people say Happy Veterans Day or Happy Memorial Day. It's always bothered me, and I just fucking said it, just so you guys know.
You're on camera. You're nervous. It's okay.
I was just so nervous. To the veterans out there, this is one of those days where we think a lot about, those of you who are veterans, we think a lot about the things that we've done. We wonder if it was all worth it. We wonder why we have to carry the weight of some of the decisions that we had to make and the things that we had to do around and nobody else does. But that is what we fucking signed up for. This is not going to sound very sympathetic or even empathetic. Empathetic in the realm of I was there. I medicated myself with alcohol. I had some really, really fucking poor behavior, and I hurt a lot of people in the process of what I was doing because I was hurting from some of the things that I was doing, that I had done, and that I had seen, and I didn't feel good. And so I, in the process, just left this wake of terror throughout my 20s. And I am repenting for it now. You know, I'm trying to make amends for it now, and I'm trying to do better things and be a better human being. So I feel your pain. But what I can tell you is this: the world does not owe you shit if you're a veteran. You volunteered. Nobody owes you anything. And the reason why I say that, and this is going to probably ruffle a lot of feathers, but I chose to go. I didn't choose to go with the incentive of being subsequently rewarded by fucking praise and thanks and get out of my way and do these things for me and give me these fucking discounts because of what I did. Those things are all benefits that you get to reap because of what you did, but to expect them will ruin your life like it ruined mine. So, and I should speak in less in absolutes of you and more of me. I will give you my experience. My experience was when I came out of the military and I expected certain things. I expected to feel a certain way. I wanted to feel good. I wanted to be happy like everybody else. I wanted you to appreciate the things that I did and to treat me differently because of the things that I did. As soon as I got all that out of my head, and I'm not saying you guys do that, but what I'm saying is when I got that out of my head and I had enough humility to understand that I'm just a fucking human and humans aren't supposed to do some of the stuff that we did, and I went and got the help that I needed, and I stopped drinking, and I started being a little more selfless and a little less selfish, that my life got a little bit better one day at a time, and the thought of ending my life subsided one day at a time. So I do, while I thank all of you for your service, I also want to say that don't let that go to your head. Nobody owes you a fucking thing. If you're hurting, reach out. That Discord channel that I had talked about at the beginning of this podcast is a good place to reach out for help. There's a lot of vets in there. There's a lot of people that are willing to listen. And it is a very serious, mental health is a very serious thing. I'm not going to downplay that at all. But the first step in any foundation to addressing mental health is understanding you got a fucking problem, right? There are problems that need to be addressed, that there are things that have to be done. Problems that don't exist or aren't acknowledged are very difficult to solve. So thank you for your service on this day. And if you need anything from me, reach out. If you want to talk personally, and you're going through some things on Veterans Day, we are on Discord, and we have a channel in Discord specifically for that I pop into and offer just a ear to listen. You know, I'm not a therapist, but, you know, we're all there to help each other.
Yeah.
So I will wrap it up with that.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have anything to add?
Just, I'm not a veteran, but, you know, from just some guy on the internet, we've all got problems. There's nothing wrong with accepting that.
Yeah.
Because nobody can get around it, no matter who you are. We all got problems.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, dude. You don't have to go to combat to you know, have some wounds from the past. You know?
Yeah.
That's the truth.
And
yeah.
nobody's above getting over it. Nope. Battle those demons.
That's right, man. And you don't have to be a veteran to be a patriot. You don't have to have gone out and served your country to serve your country, right? Sometimes serving your country can just mean be a good citizen.
Yeah.
You know,
be a good dad.
Be a good dad. Be a good fucking human.
Be a good mom.
And be a good representation of what Americans are supposed to be.
Yeah.
Period.
Just being a good human being.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Absolutely.
And with that, Knowles, we bid thee, don't fuck kids.